good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new comic reaction. This time we get issue 2 of House of X. This one, now we saw in Powers of X and House of X, where I also did a separate discussion video. You guys want to check out what my theories are surrounding like what's going on with Charles, what's going on with everything else. What do I think is going to happen at the end of this series? I'll put that video up in the iCards above. You guys want to check out my theories and speculation on the first issues of House of X and Powers of X, or I should say Powers of 10. Apparently, it's the official title. I don't know. I think I like Powers of X a little better, but maybe. I wouldn't be something, but from what I've heard about Jonathan, I'm pretty sure there's a reason why it's called Powers of 10, which we'll probably find out in maybe like the last issue or something. Maybe they'll say Powers of X, like it's the final word they say out of the final line of the comic. I don't know, but I feel like that's gonna have some sort of purpose. Yeah. So I'm hyped. Definitely saw this also, guys. If you hear anything going on, I got this fan right next to me while I'm recording because it's hot as fuck right now, and I need this on because I'm sweating buckets right here. Yeah, and also I had to take a shower. That's why I'm wearing a different shirt than I was when I did Absolute Carnage. Yeah. So anyway, no jibber jabber. Let's just jump right into this because I'm hyped as hell. All right. If you can find it in you to survive. If you are worthy, then I will make you into something more than them, something eternal. Apocalypse. When she was 13 years old, Moria, I'd probably butchered that. Fell ill. Her fever was high and unusually so, and the doctor's prognosis was not helpful. The next day, almost miraculously, she was fine, better than ever, right as rain. She's a mutant. She unawakened her. Because if I remember correctly, when you hit puberty, that's when your X gene awakens. Or it's either that or when something traumatic happens to you, so it's like the Sharingan. Pretty much, the X gene works like the Sharingan. Or it's either traumatic or, you know, when you hit puberty, that's when that gene's gonna away. Like, yo, here's your powers! You're welcome! Anyway, years later, she would marry, become a school teacher, and have 3 children, 2 boys, Kalma and Dean. Dean Ambrose. And a girl, Abigail. They would in turn have 8 children of their own. Holy shit, that's probably combined, so that's about 3 kids. That would be 2 each. Wait. 2, 4, 6. No. One would have had that. No, I'm trying to think of the math here. Shit. Fuck me. I was want to look at my phone. I don't even got my phone on me right now to check the calculator. Anyway, yeah, whatever the math is, how many each one of them have, whatever the case may be. Anyway, let's keep going. Moria eventually died at the age of 74. When she passed away peacefully in her sleep. It was a good life, a human life. Predictably, most pleasantly, not extraordinary at all. Next page. Moria's second life began in utero. Utero? It was a womb birth of a full sentient being who had been in perfectly recollection of her previous life. You think that being totally aware and trapped inside your mother would lead itself to madness. But the rearing of children seems to come with a certain amount of bliss baked in, some kind of embryonical induced neuropathic Zen via biology. And the truth is, I've never been happier. For your mother is safe, your mother is home. In the world out there, makes you lose your mind. Shortly after she was born, Moria's parents began to believe that she was special. She was just not the way they thought. There was nothing special about Moria learning to walk, speak, read early. She was born knowing how to do these things. No, she was special because she was something new, and at the time, something few in the world, including herself, had even seen. Though she did not know it, Moria was a mutant. Called it! Credits page, next page. Next page. In her early years, Moria had to be careful not to let on what she really was. She had to hide what was going on in her mind, and that was older than the human who made her. She knew the pride they had for their special girl would quickly turn into fear if she pulled back the curtain. Oh, I can't speak. The curtain a little bit too far. But try as she might, it was impossible to completely conceal how different she was. Her teachers began to use words like advanced or clever, which led to other words like brilliant and prodigy, which eventually led to Moria being pushed in the direction of academia. When I think of academia, literally all that comes to mind is Hiroaka. Anyway, a life of the mind. Moria didn't fight these efforts, as she wanted to understand who and what she was, and had exhausted all the possibilities and perspectives of her first life offered her. Next page. Moria would later attend Oxford University. While there she would meet some interesting people, and eventually, after consideration of her unknown condition, concentrate her studies in the areas of psychology and biology. She ran controlled experiments to prove that her memories were not form of disorder or psychosis. She marked the existence of her personal historical makers from the first life and discovered two things. If she simply preferred her roles and events as she did in the previous life, if she was a passive participant, then the events would proceed almost exactly as before. This would provide that her memories would prove her memories were real. But if she had become an active participant, then she could have changed what happens, and the path of her life would diverge. Next page. Which you would think would be amazing. Who wouldn't want to fix all the mistakes you made in the past? Then again, that was before I knew what observer effect was, and that simply by existing and watching, I was already changing everything. And what seemed to be a gift, sometimes something of a blessing, wasn't a blessing at all. It was a curse. Meeting the love of your life after already knowing every flaw they possess, along with the knowledge they will never change, destroys any chance of Moria recreating what she had in her first life. Familiarity breeds contempt. Her once husband could see in her eyes. There would be no family for Moria in this life. No one to love. No one to be loved. No one to be loved by. No children in the yard playing and laughing. She wondered, damned as she was, if there were others like her in the world, ruining it right alongside her. Then she saw a man on the television, someone she had a faint memory of, someone she had met in school. I believe in the. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I believe the shadows are no place for angels to hide. So with that in mind, I feel it's finally time to put an end to masks, an end to hiding our kids behind secret identities and ill-fitting clothes. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Charles Xavier. I'm also known as Professor X, and I'm a mutant. Yeah, I'm not doing my Professor X voice. Shit, I can't seem to match Patrick Stewart's British accent right. Or Ewan McGregor, or Ian McDermott. Was it Ian McGregor or McDermott? I played him in the X-Men movies and whatever. I can't seem to get their voices right. Anyway, his words echoed in her ears and took root in her heart. Moria knew that she might be a mutant too, and that she had to talk with this man and find out for sure. So Moria jumped on the first flight she could find to America, and died when the plane crashed into the ocean. Nani? The fuck? What the hell is going on here? Like, what the fuck, man? That's really, yeah, we go, yes, she was going to play in America. Then crash land the ocean and died. I'm like, wait, what? Nani? Alright, next page. Alright. In Moria's third life, she aggressively dove into the life of science. She relied her areas of interest to focus on anthropology and genetics, and actively sought out Charles Xavier when they were both at Oxford. She knew that she was hiding what he was at the time, and pushing ideas that served as his own interest, but she was able to use what she learned from him to determine that she was in fact a mutant. But the combination of her distaste for natural abilities, along with the arrogance of Xavier's ideals and what she felt was a thinly disguised God complex. Charles does not have a God complex, as far as I know, anyway. Maybe he does in the comics. I don't know. My experience of Charles is exclusive to the movies. Made her fearful of revealing what she was to him. Charles Xavier Morningside wasn't a solution to anything. Like her, was suffering from a disease. Mutation, you see, is a cancer, and she decided to devote her life to curing the world of it. And after years of research and experimentation, Moria and her team succeeded. She found a way to eliminate the cursed mutant gene. She found her cure. Oh shit! I wonder if Jonathan probably took this from X3, because I know that was a major thing in X3 Last Stand. It's like, here's the cure for the mutant with the X gene, you know, and Rogue took it. Yeah, next page. But she never got a chance to use it. Figures. She wasn't allowed to. It's interesting. I can't see her at all. I can see the world bending around her, the eddies of change rippling out, but she is just an absence, a hole where there shouldn't be one, a mutant who is invisible to other mutants. It's a defense mechanism of sorts, I suppose, but not much good once you know what you're looking for. Is she looking at me now, Raven? Yeah, she is, and she doesn't look happy. Next page. Oh shit, what's gonna happen here? Yes, well, I suppose we'll give her a good reason. Then again, we are acting with a cause. Listen to me, child. My mutant name is Destiny. Wait, is that Emma Frost? Her costume looks a lot like Emma's. Anyway. And I have the power to see the future. Which is tricky with someone like you, since your mutant power is reincarnation. But here I am, child. See me. One might think that would be impossible, seeing the future of someone who potentially has limitless, unending ones. You killed all my friends, everyone. So if you're going to kill me, then just kill me and get over with it. What the? Come on. Okay. Whew. Oh, we're gonna do that, but it doesn't do much if we just have to do it all over again next time. Now listen closely. Destiny has a word for you. Next page. Such a gift, knowledge. And yet here you are, using it to betray your own kind. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge. It's a disease, what we are. But I'm not trying to force it on anyone. I'm only trying to cure the people who want it. You think this stops at want? You think they'll let you keep this thing you've made? Do you have any idea how much they hate us? Humans will come for you. They will break you, chain you up, and make you their own. Then mankind will use it, and you're done. And what you've done here to eliminate in our entire race. Very true. I have seen potential of your good work. I do not care for them. How exactly is it that you think you can stop me? I am much older than you are. My powers have manifest full of knowledge and what we have done. If you once again try to do this evil work against our people like today, I will see the potential outcome of it and find you again. And if you try to kill me before I kill you, I will see my end coming and prevent it. Damn, she's like 12 steps ahead. You see, Moria, we are joined together, you and I. You will know that I am out there waiting for this version of you, and you knowing that you have a choice: change or die. Help your people, or I will annihilate you and all your lives to come. I think she's still on the fence and needs a bit more encouragement. Next page. Very well, here it is. You're a smart woman who is beginning to understand the potential of her powers. You're starting to believe that you are in an area, that you are in an internal loop of some kind. That your powers give you a version of immortality. I want you to know they do not. I see 10 lives, Moria. Maybe 11 if you make the right choice at the end, but that is all. How is that even possible? How is that possible? You are born each time with the knowledge of your previous lives, but if you die as a child before your mutation powers manifest, then you will not reincarnate. You will simply end like everyone else. And what if I don't believe you, or that what you said is true, or that what you said is right? My dear, you're a scientist. You tell me how one would go about proving something like that. I test it, experience it for myself in the next life. The question is, will you embrace that you are what you are and help your people instead of hurt them? I don't know. I gotta say, I'm a sucker for shots like this where they got where it's like where it's a close up of their eye or half face. I am a sucker for these shots. I love them. Next page. Let's find out. I don't want to die like this. Dying like this is what life poorly lived gets you. Pyro? Yes. Mother? The fuck? That's her mom. Okay. Alright. Burn her, and slowly so she doesn't forget how dying like this feels. Yeah! Damn, son! Next page. Moria's first life began with urgency. She threw herself into her fully understanding what she would eventually call the human mutant dilemma. When the two aggressive species share the same environment, evolution demands either adaptation or dominance. Moria, however you pronounce his name, began to look at the problem beyond her limited experience and consider the potential benefits of Homo superior. After all, evolution is what gave the world mankind. Perhaps in the coming days, the world would need something more. And in this new light, Moria gave Charles Xavier a second look. She saw beyond the confidence, beyond the arrogance, and to see what was underneath. A mutant who was determined to make sure his people had a place to live. Hey, my man Charles getting some! Hell yeah! He was a mutant with a dream, and over time, it made her love him. My man Charles getting some! Hell yeah! Down with that. So much so that she stood by his side for the rest of their days. Through the gifted years. Oh, that's the OG X-Men. The one Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were on that. They got the 70s Chris Claremont run. Through the time of fear and hate. You got Colossus, Wolverine, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Storm. Through the lost decade. Yo, those costumes are fucking sick. Yo, is that them with the Phoenix Force? Yo. If any of y'all know what run this is, what series this comic is, tell me down below so I can read, because I love these costumes. until the very end, when as Destiny had promised, the humans and their extinction machines sent. There's wait, why are they called extinction? Well, I mean, yes, they are extinction machines. Why don't they just call them sentinels? All came for them, and all came for them and all their children. Next page. Moria's fifth life, she decided aggression was the best, was the only acceptable reason for the violence of tendency of man. Stealing the means from her parents, she ran away from home at the age of 13 and fled to America. There, Moria sought out Charles Xavier almost a full decade before they were supposed to meet. She opened her mind to him, and for the first time, and he saw all that she had experienced in her first 4 lives. He saw how his dream had failed, and the experience radicalized him. Oh. I think I know where this is going. I think we might know what's going on with Charles. Instead of a school of mutants, he gathered a legion. He built a city full of man's evolutionary betters, and the walks that held him back the outside world of man. Ugh. Until the machines, Bolivar Trask adaptive learning machines came for the mutants again, or sentinels. Next page. Moria spent the entirety of her 7th life eradicating the Trask bloodline: Bolivar, Donald, Gwyneth, Simon. Without mercy, without pity, she came for all of them and their children. Damn. Yo, I gotta say, I love her costume. Yo, her costume right there. Whoo! That's fucking fire, ladies and gentlemen. Next page. Then, with blood on her hands and blood in her mouth, Moria learned the darkest truth of her many lives regarding the man's nightmare machines. Okay, why do they call them like nightmare machines, eradication machines? Well, I mean, yes, they are that. Why don't they just call them sentinels? That's what they are, sentinels. Yeah, whatever. Artificial intelligence is like fire. It's a discovery, not an invention. All she succeeded in doing was stopping Trask from being the first human to burn their hand. Like mutants, the machines simply emerge at a certain point during societal and environmental evolution. And with that, any hopes Moria had of her being able to stop them died, and that experience radicalized her. Huh. Yo, I have to say though, from what I've seen so far, yo, I gotta say, Moria is probably one of the most interesting characters in the X-Men universe now. Yo, I'm not, like, on God, she's in, like, my top 10, if not top 5. She is such an interesting character. Like, yo, like, with all this stuff about time travel and everything, ooh, I might have some, this might give me an idea for a Hero Academia when Season 4 starts airing. Just throw that out there. Yo, this is some fire shit, yo, I gotta say, I love her character. Anyway. I can ponder her character later. Let's move on to the next page. In Moria's 8th life, she left behind the dream of Charles Xavier and embraced the necessary evil of the master of magnetism. Oh shit, she went to Magneto. Monia, I have no idea how to pronounce her name, filled Magneto's mind with the stories of future holocausts, another war lost and other people destroyed. What is up with this throne he rocking? Like, what's with this squid? What's with this island? What's with all this shit, Magneto? Magneto raged. Next page. Oh, hey, Spidey. And fell to the combined might of Earth's human heroes, and the mutants. Betrayed by his own kind, fools believed in greater human good. Okay, we got Thor, Hulk, Thing, Cyclops, Iron Man, Storm, Colossus, Wolverine, and you got Spidey, as well as Falcon, and Nightcrawler, and Thor. If we are mentioned more. Okay. and with that, and with what she had feared was little time left. Was and what she and with what she feared was little time left. Little lives left. Moria embraced the idea of evolutionary dominance, survival of the fittest. So then she went to fucking Apocalypse. She was like, all right, let me go to Charles. Okay, he doesn't work. Let me go to Magneto. Okay, that works. Let me go to fucking Apocalypse now. She's like, is there anyone higher than Apocalypse? Some thought he was a monster. Some called him evil. But to Moria, I swear to God, I'm mispronouncing her name. Moria, I have no idea how you pronounce her. Apocalypse was simply the only solution she had not tried. You know, she's like, your last Apocalypse. Oh my God, I love that cover so much more now with this after reading this issue, man. And if the humans wanted a war, if the machines did. And then they would given them one without end. Next page. Damn. Apocalypse. And then after all the lives lost, after the end of all the wars, without the knowledge that all the old ways of thinking would never be enough to save her people, she decided to try something truly revolutionary. In Moria's 10th life, she decided Charles Xavier, would break all the rules. Oh, that's when we got the powers of X, right? Yep, this is when she meets up with Charles, and yeah. And I wondered why sitting there under the parted sky and brilliant sun was the strongest man, smiling so. I was, wasn't I? Yes. Do you want to know why? I do, very much so. I was smiling because I had recently had the most wonderful dream of a better world and my place in it. Hey, well, here's the thing, Charles. It's not a dream if it's real. Next page. Here's the same page. But here's the same page. That was in Powers of X1. This time it's just done by a different artist. I'm sorry. Did we know each other? Oh yes, we go a ways back. Who are you? Why don't you read my mind, Charles? Read my mind and see. I'm gonna have to compare these pages. I'm gonna have to compare these two pages, man. I am here. I've always been here. Moria X. Where is this leading? Jonathan Hickman, you got me, man. Oh shit, now we got a fucking timeline! Hold on, let me zoom in this. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We got a motherfucking timeline, boys. Oh wait, hold on. What's the next page? Okay, come on. The Many Lives of Moria X. Year 1. Year 1, Moria 1. Okay, same as here. Year 8, she rolled in MB Edinburgh's Academy. Okay, that was only for her second life. Yeah, I only went through a second. Year 13, Mutant Manifestation. Common in all of them. Year 13, Moria goes to America to meet Xavier. That's only in her. Shit, which one is this one? Hold on. Okay, that was year 5. Let's keep going. I want to know how much where this timeline goes. Yo, this is so fucking interesting. Jonathan Hickman, man. Yo. He is definitely one of the best comic writers I've seen. Year 15, Moria meets Kent and Crow, falls in love. That's only in her first life. Year 15, Moria meets Kent is Coward, does not fall in love. That's her second life. Year 16, she rolls in Oxford. That's common in lives 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's go down to the bottom. Let's go through all these ones. 16, Moria joins the Bath, receiving military training. That was in her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 life. 7 lives, she rolled in Oxford again. Okay, and then her last one, which I believe the black is 10. Hold up. Yeah, 10. I'm sorry, I just have to really look. I'm sorry, I really gotta look at this. Okay, then in the year 17, her 10th life, she met Xavier. Let's go back to the top. Year 17, she met Xavier in her first life. Now looking at her other ones. Okay. 9, 8. In her 8th life, she rejected Xavier. Okay. Year 19, Moria married Kenthan Crow. Okay, in her 9th life, she wakes up. In year 18, year 18 in her 9th life, she actually awakens Apocalypse. In 19th, Apocalypse kills Xavier? Holy shit! God damn. Year 20, Moria becomes a biology professor. That's in her 2nd life. Okay, what else? Okay, in her 9th, okay, in year 21, in her 10, 9, 8, 7, 7th life, she disappears. In her 9th life, Apocalypse kills Magneto. Okay. Wait, hold on, let me go back to the other ones. Okay, in year 23, in her first life, she gives birth to twin boys, Callium and Dean. In her 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, year 23, in her 1, 2, 3, 4th life, she marries Xavier. Okay, in year 24, in her 10, 9, 8, in her 8th life, she joins Magneto. In her 9th life, she works together with Apocalypse, rescues the first horsemen and returns to Earth. Okay, in her 10th life, year 25, she marries Joseph McTarget. And in year 27, her 10th life, she finds the Muri Research Institution. In year 27, in her 10, 9, 8, 8th life, Magneto conquers America. Okay, and year 24, in her 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6th life, her and Amora espoused the mutant nation of Far Away. Year 27, her first life, she gives birth to a daughter, Abigail. Okay, is that all of them? Or is there more? Yep, there's more, boys! More timelines! Okay, hold on. Okay, year 31, in her 2nd life, Moria finds the Muri Research Institution. Year 28, in her 3rd life, she finds the Muri Research Institution. Same thing in 2 different years. So she got a little bit of a head start in her 3rd life. Year 35, in her 4th life, Xavier and her established the Xavier School for Gifted Young. In her 4th life, she established the School of Gifted Youngsters. Holy fuck! All right, in year 36, she identifies the X gene. Year 36, she wins the Nobel Prize. In year 42, in her which one was this one? 3rd, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 3rd life, she dies in the laboratory fire. That's when she gets incinerated. Year 34, in her 5th life. 1, 2, 3. 4th life, she established the school. In her 5th life, year 43, Moria is injured in a sentinel attack, coma. Year 45, genocide at Far Away. Year 44, genocide at Far Away. Okay, that's all in her 5th life. In her 6th life, year 28, Moria, she kills. Okay, 28. Year 28, in her 5th life, she kills Bolivia Trask, then kills the Donald Trask in 31. 36, she killed 36, Gwyneth. 38 is Simon. At 49, Moria died of discovering after the wild master mold is at that facility. Okay, that's all her 5th. That's her 6th. Wait, which one? 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6th life. 7th life. She establishes the House of M. Ooh. House of M. So does that mean she was there when that whole comic event happened with Scarlet Witch, or is that something completely different? Okay, and you're 35 and verse 8th life. 8th life, Magneto dies in the War of M. Moria is imprisoned. You're 38, she dies in a failed prison escape. You're 28 in her 9th life. Moria and Apocalypse forms the X-Men. Year 35, Apocalypse enslaves sinners. Year 42, Apocalypse War begins. Okay, nothing happened for the rest of the timeline. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, okay. So in her 10th life, you're 28, she wins the Nobel Prize. 31, she gives birth to Proteus. Moria and Xavier recruit Magneto in year 43. 47, Moria and Xavier Magneto scheme. 49, genocide at Genosha. 50, fake death, Shirad Gomel. And 52, House of X. House of X. Oh. Next up is, alright, so next up is Powers of X issue 2. Okay, wait, hold on, what's this one? Okay, more of the mutant language. I'm assuming this is from next issue, which we got Magneto on. Okay, here's Powers of X issue 1. What else we got? Pretty sure that's about everything. Come on. Come on! What's the page? I'm pretty sure that's all anyway. Yeah. Okay. Holy fuck. So her life resets. It looks like it was a timeline, so it doesn't like she isn't reborn again from where she was. It looks like the timeline also resets when she gets back. So, because at first I was like, wait, does the time keep going when she gets reincarnated? But it looks like time, it's kind of like Groundhog's Day or something like similar. They were happy that they were, time is reset. It looks like what's happening. Her time gets reset. So she was there for all the major stuff with the X-Men. So realistically, what's going on with Charles could all be her. I think I might have been somewhat right. Instead of it being the Isle of Krakoa that might have maybe got Charles go radical, it could have been her. She could have said something to Charles. That's why everyone is acting the way they are in the first issue. That could explain why he's in the mech. That could explain why he suddenly looks like Grand Admiral Thrawn at the end of, and why he starts playing Guy at the end of the first Powers of X issue. This is some crazy shit, man. I did not sign up for this, but I'm glad I'm along the ride. Yo, I was not expecting any of this when I heard, like, but then again, this is Johnny. Everyone's talking like, yo, Jonathan Hickman, he's a crazy motherfucker. He'll do some crazy shit with the X-Men. I'm like, I wasn't expecting this crazy shit. Yeah, so anyway, guys, tell me down below what your theories are. Did you like this issue? Did you hate it? Tell me what are your theories on After Laura Memorial. I have to say she's without a doubt one of the most interesting characters in the X-Men universe now. If I had to rank her, she's without a doubt my top 5, not my top 10, if not top 5 favorite X-Men or X-Men characters. Holy shit, she's such an interesting character. Yo, I gotta say, I love her outfit when she was in like her 6th life. Was the one where she was actually killing all the trash guys. So yeah, anyway, I'm ending here, guys. Overall, I give this issue a 10 out of 10. Holy fuck, was it fantastic. Jonathan Hickman, you one crazy motherfucker. Anyway, so I'm hyped. Tell me down below, guys, what your theories are after this issue. Are you left with more questions? Do you have some more answers? What do you all thought of this? Tell me all down below. Anyway, Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, links in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.